Hey, this is Steve Domenico in the Room podcast with a very special guest. I have Miguel Cuevas on, who will be making his pro debut fighting reality fighting next Saturday night, January 4th. Miguel, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Doing good, Steve. Having me on the show. Appreciate your support.
Dude, big things coming for you in a week. Making your pro debut finally. How's it feel to actually get over that hump and, start the year fresh with a pro debut?
Feels good, man. We're definitely going to start the year off right. We're going to start it off with a bang, and we're just going to keep moving forward.
Now, Miguel finished your amateur career as the reality featherweight amateur champ. You defended the belt. Now you're heading back to reality to make your pro debut. How do you feel about fighting for them on your pro debut? Because I'm sure you had many options to choose from where Miguel is going to make that debut. How'd you choose reality, and how'd they approach you, or how'd you approach them with, with this big step?
I mean, reality's always been good to me. I defended my belt down there. It's always fun fighting at Mohegan Sun. It's a big crowd, big venue. They treat you right there, and I thought it just seemed right to make my pro debut there after defending my featherweight title there, amateur. Just thought it was the right move to make.
Now, you were scheduled to have one more amateur fight, a few months back, maybe 2 or 3 months back. You would take, you're number one in New England as the amateur featherweights. You're going to fight another champion in another promotion. But that fight fell through, no fault of your own. That fighter fell ill, so that fight was scrapped. Was that going to be your last amateur fight, regardless of if, it happened or not?
Most likely, man. It was getting tougher and tougher to get fights, and just thought it was going to be the right move to make the step up.
Now, you've been at it for a while. Miguel, what did that do to you mentally? I mean, it was basically, right down the wire. It was maybe a couple of weeks out from that fight. You're selling tickets. You got the whole family basically traveling, from where you are to, this promotion. And then the fight falls through, man. And it isn't the first time it's happened to you. You've had to get replacement fights and all that. But saying this was like the biggest featherweight amateur fight in New England, how did you get past that?
It's tough. I got a good support system behind me, and we just keep on moving, man. We just focus on the task at hand and keep moving forward. Always keep our heads up and just keep moving forward.
Now, 6-1 amateur, all finishes in all them 6 fights. You've been to you've been to the third round a couple of times. What are you feeling about the 5-minute rounds and getting in there? And now the record counts, bro. I mean, you're 6-1. That's great. Number one in New England is amateurs, but now you got to put that away and you start fresh, man. How is it important, isn't it, to go in there and really take off where you left off as an amateur?
It feels good, man. I think the longer rounds are gonna benefit me more. It usually takes me a bit to warm up, and I start just picking it up afterwards, man. I've been working and working, and this is what we train for. We train to go all the distance, I haven't been to a decision yet, but if it does come to it, I'm prepared for it, man. I'm prepared to go all rounds.
Now, I've been watching you since your first amateur fight. You fought through adversity. You like to stay in the pocket. You got that great left hand in there. But your ground game is phenomenal. I think most of your wins, or, a high percentage of them, are on the ground, submission wins, man. So you're well-rounded. You didn't take any shortcuts getting to make this pro debut. How did the team and how did you decide it's time to take that leap, and we're kind of done in these amateur standings and just in that lane?
Yeah, just like I said, man, it was just tougher and tougher to get fights. We just couldn't find the right fights, and I'm just putting my body through camp after camp after camp for nothing, So decided to make the move up. It's tough being an MMA fighter because we got to train all aspects. We got to train the stand-up, we got to train the wrestling, we got to train the jiu-jitsu, we got to train everything. So that's what I've been doing since the start, man. Just trying to stay well-rounded, ready for anything.
Yeah, and we talked about, fighters, falling through, falling out, with fights with you all through your career. and it doesn't stop in the amateurs. You had some trouble actually getting this fight to get going because you had two other opponents, I do believe. And this is actually a replacement opponent coming in. And, the dude's no slouch. He's got a bunch of fights under his belt. How do you feel about another replacement? And did it throw off your game? How did it feel? You're training 24/7. You're making your pro debut, that big step. How did it feel again when the same thing happens?
It's stressful, man. Mentally, you think I'm going pro. I have one opponent. It's gonna fall through. I wouldn't be expecting to have these fallouts like I was having in the amateur ranking. But we stay focused. My team, my support system behind me, and we just stay focused. We're ready for anything.
Yeah, and following you since your amateur debut back in 2016, you've been adding stuff all through this amateur career. I see you all over New England, traveling to strength and conditioning, traveling to, boxing camps, traveling to Muay Thai camps like in Worcester there. And then, going to New Hampshire. And then, dude, how do you fit that all in with the full-time job? You got a great career. How do you do that?
It's tough. It's mentally draining, but, just stay focused. Keep it a day at a time, Take it a day at a time. Obviously it's going to affect, me spending time with my family, my support system, my girl. Just it's tough, it's tough, but it's all worth it. I'm training for a reason. I'm training to get the best training I can. And I'm trying to get to the best level, and fortunately that's the way we have to do it.
Well, the next level is on the 4th, January 4th on Mohegan Sun. You're fighting this kid, Timothy Tyler. Kid's coming from New Jersey. He's our our late notice opponent here. Not much time to study, but do you really need to look at your opponent to have a game plan?
No, man, just work my game. That's how I always looked at it. We see little things here and there what the other opponents like to do, and we train a little bit off of that, but pretty much it's just getting myself better. Fixing my game, seeing what I need to work on, and go from there.
Now you had that fight back in June, the last time you hit the cage there. Who's been helping you? Yeah, I know it's the same crew that we talked about, but who's been really, really getting in them rounds with you and preparing you for this fight, this big pro debut of yours?
Everybody, man. I'm everywhere. I got guys. I got the MMA guys. I got my boxing coach. I got Pat Casey, Nick Alley, Coach Ed. I got Coach Hector from Rello's Martial Arts. I got the Team Link Muay Thai, Coach Ibre, Aaron. I got a big squad behind me, man, and we just keep on grinding.
Well, you got that big squad coming to Mohegan Sun, man. You always bring a crowd, Miguel, big family. You fight for a cause and all that. How is this going to be, how special is this night going to be for the family? Your brother that you fight for, all this stuff, man. How are you going to feel in there walking down that, that path and heading to that cage?
Just the beginning, Steve, man. Just the beginning, That's what I'm looking at it like. It's going to start the year off right, make my debut, and just going to keep moving forward, man, climbing the ranks, one step at a time.
Well, 2020, man, you're starting off January 4th, excuse me. First card of the year, man. What's left to do? We got, just about a little over a week. What's going on, man? I mean, and, is these holidays affecting any of your camp? I mean, like, what's going on? Are you being able to enjoy anything?
Yeah, it just makes you stronger fighting through the holiday, Yeah. So, just looking forward to January 4th, man, making that walk down the cage as a professional and taking that win, man. That's what it's all about. Seeing my improvements. It's, every time I get in there, I see something new about myself. I learn something new about myself. I put everything that I work for and I put it in there. I just display in front of everybody, and it's a beautiful thing, man.
Well, dude, the following you have and the way you fight and all the success in there, I mean, it shows it's hard work. It's that support system. It's all the camps that, you've been under for so many years now. Dude, it's always evolving. And I love seeing you from that, that first fight up until this pro debut, where I'm going to be there cage side and watching you, have your hand raised, man. So last thing, my friend, shout outs, social media, sponsors, because I know you've picked up a couple of those since, since I talked to you last. So, spread the love, my friend.
So I just want to thank my team, my family, my girl, everyone that's been behind me, supporting me, getting me ready for this fight, getting my cut, my fuel nutrition, getting my nutrition right, my strength and conditioning coach and Veritas, Umbrellas Martial Arts, Team Link Muay Thai, just everybody's been behind me, and all my sponsors that's been supporting me in this fight. I just want to give them a shout out here. Just switch it over, just for you guys can.
Oh, there we go. Excellent. So, yeah, that shirt keeps getting filled up more and more every fight there, Miguel.
Yeah. So, yeah, I appreciate the support, man. Anything helps. It's what keeps me going, my support system. All these fight dropouts and all this stress with fights not going through, we just stay focused and keep the task at hand, man.
Excellent. Last thing, my friend, social media, how we get in touch with you. There's still a week left for tickets. And, shout it out, too.
Facebook at Miguel Cuevas. I got my Instagram, Mike_Benz508. And those are 2 options. You can get in touch with me and buy tickets, man, and come watch a good show, man. Planning on putting on a good show, like always.
Excellent. Well, Miguel, I appreciate the time. I know it's crunch time. I know, I've been trying to get a hold of you and, Christmas, all this stuff. But, man, I appreciate you coming on, and I've been waiting for this moment, for that pro debut. Appreciate it always, brother, and I'll see you Saturday night, bro.
Likewise. I appreciate it as well, man. You do a lot for this MMA community, man, and we appreciate it very much. You watched my first amateur fight, and now you're going to watch my first pro fight, man. It's going to be a great time.
Awesome, bro. Thanks for including me in the ride, bro, and I'll see you on the other side, January 4th, man.
Have a good night. Thanks, dude.
Awesome.